Welcome to Fueled by Death Show. Hey, it's not just a podcast anymore. Get ready, the show's about to begin.
Welcome,
one and all, to another Fueled by Death show.
It is Fueled by Death Show, and we are stoked that you guys are here. This is the companion show to episode 104.
For those of you counting at home.
Of Fueled by Deathcast, and we'll get to that special guest a little later in the show. In fact, this is the final episode of Season 2 of Fueled by Deathcast. The only reason why I even say there's seasons is I just do it, and we do once a week.
Right.
So I just do every 52 episodes as a season because we try to give you one every week. So this is the final one of Season 2. We'll be going into Season 3 next week.
This is the longest running show for Death Wish Coffee.
It's true. It is true. That is very, very true. And what also is true is I am the Incredible Jeff.
And I am the Amazing D-Man.
And if you guys are just joining the show for the first time ever, I want to run it down for you. We try to give away something fun if you're watching live, and it's very easy to do. This week, we're going to give away a 2018 Hammer mug. It's almost the end of the year, so these are just about out of stock, and they're never coming back because obviously we're going to come out with a brand new one for 2019. But you have a chance to win one on this show. All you got to do is share the show, drop a comment in those comments, join the conversation, and one lucky comment at the end of the show will be picked to win this mug. D-Man and myself will sign it, send it right out to you. It's that easy.
It's that easy.
It's that easy. And if you guys can follow us on social media, it would be really cool. Normally, I would just say follow me at Jeff Wish Coffee.
And me, Death Wish Dustin.
But we have actual social media for...
Did you say social media again?
I'm having the
you
worst,
son of a bitch.
I'm having the worst time
What's
with
in
it.
that mug?
Coffee. It's not enough, though. Social media for Fueled by Deathcast. It's been a long time coming, but we're really stoked for it. We'd love it if you guys followed us across all platforms. It's real easy to do. We are at Fueled by Deathcast, both on Instagram and on Facebook. We have a Facebook page right over there on Facebook. But on Twitter, it's a little bit too long of a name, so we had to switch it up a little bit. It is at Fueled_by_death. And I'll put all of that in the show all the time, so you guys will be able to go over there and follow it. Not only will you be able to keep up to date with new episodes of the podcast, new episodes of the show, and all the cool stuff that we've done, but we're going to try to do some more fun stuff. Ask you guys some questions, get you guys input on some of the guests, on some of the stuff that we do on the show, and also maybe some behind-the-scenes things, like when we go places and do things, or even just recording the show here. So a lot of fun. You're not going to want to miss it. Follow us on all social media. And speaking of social media, make sure while you're over on Instagram or Twitter to follow at Real Christian Slater for all your Christian Slater needs.
I was about to scream, BrockFox.com.
We love Christian Slater. We've been pimping him for a while now. I don't know why, but it's great because every week that we bring him up, it makes me think about his career and all the movies and TV that I love that he's done. So it's just like, I just love talking about it. And we started this a couple weeks ago where we, instead of just saying, hey, go follow him on social media, which we totally want you to do, we started thinking, why not give a little bit of an idea of time to some of our favorite stuff he's been in. And I wanted to bring up this movie.
I feel like we're making a summoning circle for Christian Slater. If we keep on talking about it, if we keep on pumping up his career and all these awesome movies he's been in, he's just going to rise out of the ground and be a guest on our podcast.
So the 1998 not hit movie, Hard Rain. Any of you ever see this movie, Hard Rain?
It's a classic.
It's kind of a classic.
It's a classic piece of shit.
I recently rewatched it. It's starring Christian Slater and Morgan Freeman as the two top billers. Actually, I have a real short clip so I don't get in trouble that I can show you right here.
We're coming right over! Turn down your light! Tom, hey, Tom, take it easy.
Morgan Freeman. It's raining really hard. Oh, man, you can't. I'm going to stop you from doing this thing. Oh, well, I'm Morgan Freeman. I get my fucking way all the time.
Why does your Morgan Freeman sound like John C. Reilly?
Because I can't do Morgan Freeman.
Oh, man.
Did my Christian Slater sound like Christian Slater?
A little bit.
Did my schnozberry taste like schnozberry?
I have no idea. But Yeah, so this movie, Hard Rain, the premise is that Christian Slater and Ed Asner, of all people, are security guards for an armored truck, and they are trying to get out of this town as it's flooding, and Morgan Freeman and a bunch of other people are going to steal the money off this truck. Also, Randy Quaid is in the movie because he's the local policeman, the local sheriff. Minnie Driver is in the movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty good cast, and Christian Slater does a good job in the movie. And
hey, don't even say that. That's like assuming that Christian Slater doesn't do a good job in every movie.
That's true. But also,
you're gonna piss off the Church of Christian Slater talking like that.
But also, how many movies do you get to watch where Morgan Freeman is the bad guy?
There's a few, right?
Yeah, very, very few.
There's Black Snake Moan.
Very, very few. That wasn't Morgan Freeman.
Oh, who was that?
Sam Jackson.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I get them mixed up sometimes.
But I mean, you know, it's one of those movies that if you've never seen it and you're bored some night, throw it on because you'll be whisked away to Christian Slater land and it'll be great. Because there's no better land than Christian Slater.
This message has been brought to you by the Church of Christian Slater.
And no show would be complete without thanking our good friend, now you can do it, Brock Powell.
At Real Christian Slater.
Darn it. BrockVox.com. We love Brock to death. He's the voice actor on this show and 1,000 voices out there in the world. Seriously, go follow him at BrockVox across all social platforms as well. And I just want to say, if we sound a little raspy, we're still dealing after this past weekend. We went down to Walker Stalker again.
This is literally the most fun moments of my life is going to these conventions and meeting up with this Fan Fest family that we are now a part of, and just seeing all of our friends and meeting all these cool celebrities and doing our Death Wish thing, and we just keep on moderating more and more panels.
We moderated 5 panels at this event,
which we're getting really good at.
Yeah,
it's.
I'm feeling comfortable on stage with these people. 'Cause
Yeah.
a lot of these actors and actresses we're meeting for the first time.
Right
before we even hit the stage.
Like, hi, I'm Dustin. Let's we're gonna introduce you. Here we go. But moderating panels is so interesting. It's its own thing, right? It's like one part podcasting, one part like live performance, one part regular interviewing, one part like comedy warm up almost. Like you have to get that crowd going before you bring the celebrities out. And I think we've gotten really good at that and like keeping things flowing. And it was just such a fun weekend.
It was such a fun weekend. We love doing these conventions. Like I've said a million times, if you guys ever get the chance to go to a Walker Stalker or a Heroes and Villains, which is put on by the same group of people, go, because this group of people is the best con family you can ever experience. And for fans of The Walking Dead out there, we are going to be posting some photos and some blogs about our experiences down there, some of the panels that we did. So, again, follow our social media, and you'll be able to find all of that kind of stuff, because we did talk, if you guys are caught up on the show, we did talk to, like, Aaron and Jesus, and we talked to Father Gabriel and Anne, and, all these different characters who have a lot to do with what's going on right now. I'm not going to spoil anything. And
they're all dead. It's The Walking Dead. They're all dead. They're all going to die eventually.
And we got to caffeinate everybody, which is my favorite part, knowing that these people really love what we're bringing, love the coffee. And, again, for fans of the show, one of the greatest moments was we got personally thanked by Negan himself, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, because he had just lost his clean canteen.
Yep,
and we were able to gift him a new one with a pound of coffee, and he was so excited for it. So that just made me feel good, like I knew I was caffeinated.
I'm still a little oozy inside for that. I have a special place in my heart for Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah,
I think he's
such a nice guy.
Such a nice guy, but I think he's like just on the brink of becoming like mega iconic.
Yeah.
His role in Walking Dead, Negan, hands down, like it's a new type of villain that nobody's ever done.
Yeah.
Like the James Dean of villains. I love this dude. But then you got his role in The Watchmen with the comedian, which was like a whole nother type of villain, which he just plays a really good, creepy fucking guy.
Yeah. And you learned actually that he was an integral part of Supernatural as well.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I've never watched that show. Have you watched that show?
No, me either, but I knew that he was on it because I remember when he got on Walking Dead, like Supernatural fans were like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna watch The Walking Dead now!" Like,
and I'm just going to guess he's a bad guy on that show.
Again, Didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Not sure. I just knew that fans loved him on that show as much as they love him on The Walking Dead.
And I'm sure he killed it. It almost makes me want to watch that show.
Yeah.
Just to catch him in it because he's that awesome of an actor.
Such an awesome actor and such an awesome dude. And we love Walker Stalker and the whole family down there to death. And stick around, guys, because we've got a great show coming up. Obviously, on the update, we're going to tell you some details about upcoming products because you're going to not want to miss that because we're getting towards the end of the year. We're getting to the end of the wire, releasing a lot of stuff. We got Christmas carols. We're going to go down the history, and we're going to roast a little bit of Christmas carols on the roast. Obviously, you're going to meet the Death Star of the Week and also find out who our death guest is on the podcast tomorrow. And more news from the Insight Lander on science coming up next.
Secret code unlocked. Discount of death.
This week until Wednesday, December 19th, if you use the discount code Discontinued. Jeff, please spell that for our friends.
This is a big one. DISCON. I gotta look at it. INUED. I did it.
If you use that incredibly long discount code on deathwishcoffee.com, that will nail you 15% off of our New Era hats. And that's both of them, the cool black and red one you see before you, and of course our most iconic Death Wish logo on an awesome black hat.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you love that? So until Wednesday, December 19th on deathwishcoffee.com, use the discount code Discontinued.
Discontinued. And it is a long name, and we'll get to why a little bit later in the show. But yeah, 15% off. You guys, these hats are my favorite hats. New Era is just...
There's no better hat maker.
That's why they're the official hat of Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why they have their own field.
Yeah.
In Buffalo.
Yes. Yeah. But seriously, get on it. 15% off. It's going to make a great present. We're right around the holidays, or a great thing to have to ring in the new year.
You can thank us later.
Science!
Okay, so science this week, right on the heels of last week talking about the successful landing of the InSight lander on the rover on Mars. We already got new data, already got new stuff. It's so cool. So on December 1st, the lander captured the low rumble caused by Martian winds. The vibrations that actually were caused by this wind were detected by two sensors on the rover itself. An air pressure sensor inside the lander and a seismometer sitting on the lander's deck. Now, the air pressure sensor, which is part of, and I gotta look this up, the Auxiliary Payload Sensor Subsystem, or APSS, it will collect meteorological data and record these air vibrations directly. So that one is definitely integrated to do this, okay? Wow. The other one, which is the Seismic Experiment for Interior Structure, or SEIS, recorded lander vibrations caused by the wind moving over the spacecraft's solar panels, which are each 7 feet in diameter. Now, what's interesting about that is because this SEIS is on the lander right now. Very soon, the big robotic arm is going to take it off the lander, put it on the ground.
Oh, so it's not even on the ground yet.
And so it won't be taking those readings anymore. So we got these readings as a fluke. We weren't even thinking about it. But because it was on the lander, we got it, which is really cool. Now, again, if you guys want to follow us on social media, we are at Fueled by Deathcast over on Facebook. If you go on over to Facebook, we'll have these pictures up on our Facebook page so you can see them as well. But this picture behind us is a brand new picture that InSight sent back, and that orange hexagon kind of thing.
The D20 die sitting on top of the machine.
Is the SEIS. Okay. And then the dome behind it is the protective dome that the arm is going to then place over it once it puts it on the ground. And then the black cylindrical tube there, that's the drill. That's going to drill over 16 feet into the ground and measure all of the heat coming up from the interior of the planet and all sorts of other different measurements and data collection that's going to do. Really, really neat. And They also sent back another photo. Now, this is looking at the ground where it's going to place it. So this is actually, the scientists from NASA were really excited for this photo because this is actually like they're getting their first look at their laboratory. This is where it's going to be, and this is how it's going to work, which is really cool. But to capture solar wind from Mars is pretty neat. We're getting not only pictures, but we're getting sounds. And it's very low. It's a low rumble. But I do have a video put out by JPL that explains kind of what I just did, but also puts that sound and pitches it up to a couple volumes.
Okay.
So we can
decibels,
so we can hear it without having to listen to it in high-powered headphones. And I'll play that for you right here.
Touchdown confirmed.
So actually, my little flub was right. It did pitch it up a little bit, so
couple
we could hear
octaves.
it.
That means it's super low, like so low that your ears can't even pick it up. I do want to get
Hear
a chance to listen to that with with a nice pair. I got a nice pair of Bose headphones. Put on those the noise.
Cancellation stuff. Yeah.
I bet then you could actually and then turn it up all the way. I bet you could actually hear it.
And the reason why is it's the sound of it vibrating the solar panels,
right?
So it's like that's why we're getting that. But they clocked it at about 10 to 15 mile an hour winds, and that's just neat. Like that's actual sound from another planet.
Yeah,
that's really cool, and it's haunting.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like that's really cool. So I thought that was interesting. And outside of Mars, I have another thing to talk about. A new spacecraft that we haven't actually talked about made it to its destination.
Nice,
and this is pretty exciting.
That's always good.
After traveling through space for more than 2 years and 1.2 billion miles, NASA's OSIRIS-REX, which stands for Origin Spectral Interpretation, Resource Identification, Security Regolith Explorer, spacecraft, arrived at its destination right here, the asteroid Bennu, on December 3rd, 2018, and this is an actual photo of the asteroid that it made. Now, this mission of OSIRIS is to explore this near-Earth asteroid, collect a sample, and come back to Earth.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's like a little satellite spy mission. Just like get in, get out, get the data, return.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's our little spy. And it will enter orbit around Bennu on December 31st on New Year's Eve, and thus making this asteroid, which is only about 1,600 feet across, the smallest object ever orbited by a spacecraft. Again, not only are we shooting something on a rocket from our planet into space and hoping it's going to hit this pinpoint in space that's also moving, which is only 1,600 feet across, then we're like, oh, yeah, we're just going to orbit it. Crazy.
That's insane.
That's insanity. And I actually have a real short little video clip that NASA released that discusses and gives you a little bit of an animation of this mission, which is pretty cool. I'll play that for you right here. Obviously, that video was made before it actually made it to the asteroid, but it's still really exciting. As it begins to orbit it at the end of this month, it will come very, very close to the asteroid, about 3/4 of a mile to its surface, right? Then in February of 2019, it will begin its efforts to globally map Bennu to determine the best site for sample collection. And then once the site has been detected and everybody signs off that this is the one where it's going to go, the spacecraft is basically just going to kiss the asteroid. It's just going to touch it just gently, just enough to just scoop a little stuff up, get it in its data collection pod, and then come back to Earth. And it should return to Earth September 2023.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a long voyage.
Yes, it is.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow, they have to wait. I bet they're just like rubbing their hands together like,
Yeah.
I want to know what's on there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, not only are we sending craft to other planets, we're sending it to tiny rocks in space just to discover things. Space exploration's awesome, guys. Seriously, NASA.gov. If you don't go there and bookmark it every single day or every week, get on it because it's just so much exciting stuff. I didn't even know about this spacecraft.
Yeah.
And I obviously am on this site and on other sites all the time, and they were talking about how it finally made it to the asteroid, and I was like, I didn't even hear about this thing.
Wow, that's incredible.
Incredible. So really, really cool science stuff this week, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too.
Good. It is a fully operational Death Star of the week.
All right, guys, it's Death Star of the Week time. If you guys are not a fan of the official Death Wish Coffee Company community page over on Facebook, get on it, because more than not, everybody that we feature on this segment is pretty much a part of that, or if they weren't when we featured them, they were after.
Kind of make their way over there eventually.
I originally pronounced Kyle's name completely wrong, but he taught me how to do it. It's Kyle Lechleitner, and he has been a fan of the company for a few years now. You're just about to meet him, but there's a extra special part of this Death Star segment, and all I'm going to say is 2 words: Cane Bear. So, Death Star of the Week, get ready to meet Kyle Lechleitner. Well, Kyle, thank you so much for joining us on the Death Star this week. It's great to be talking with you in person, and I'm going to start off like I normally do every single week. I want to know, when did you hear about Death Wish Coffee? Was it the coffee, the company? How did you hear about it, and if you remember the year?
It was actually like 2016.
Okay.
So not an old OG. I'm kind of coming in the middle, but my friend ordered some and gave it to me to try, and that was the end of that.
Yeah.
I ordered the next day and nonstop since. So.
So I guess the other question would be then, did you drink a lot of coffee before finding Death Wish?
No, actually I didn't. When I was younger, I drank coffee quite a bit. I've always had a drip machine and would drink occasionally, but I was, after 21, kind of switched gears to the harder stuff and didn't really drink a lot of coffee. Was energy drinks and things like that, and a lot out on the road, kind of stopping at the gas station and getting that stuff, and they always have crap coffee. So I never picked up a cup. So
I'm glad that Death Wish has changed that for the better for you. How much coffee now do you think you drink a day?
It depends on what kind of day I have, how quickly I need to get out the door. If I have some time in the morning to relax, I might have a cup or two. But I'm usually drinking coffee actually at night when I get home to sit and relax and watch my favorite shows. So always a cup when I'm watching you guys. So
awesome. So what's your go-to brew method then?
Currently it's K-Cups, just because of the backpack deal.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
I now have 100 K-Cups, and unlike other people, I'm not sharing. I I like it too much. I'm keeping it to myself.
Nice. So the other side of it then, and I see a one behind you. You must be part of the mug life. Do you know what the first mug was that you got from Death Wish Coffee?
I do. The first, because I actually took a picture of it when I got it. It was the Red Commuter in 2016. Your yearly mug. I came in right after the St. Patrick's mug came out, and was it in 2016? And then I got the George, was my first limited edition mug.
Cool. So out of that, then, do you have a favorite mug?
Yeah, it's sitting right there.
Nice.
Halloween's a big thing for my wife and I. So the Headless Horseman with the shot glass is definitely the favorite mug in this household. I proposed to her on Alcatraz on Halloween. Whoa. And we got married on Friday the 13th, and we honeymooned to Salem, Massachusetts. So you can kind of see where we're at with that. So, and we go to Salem every year. So
that's
and I know that you go too. So
my wife and I just started doing that. We just started going to Salem just a couple of years ago, and we went back every single year. I love it out there. It's such a beautiful little town.
It's fantastic. We love it so much that the wife actually wants to move up there. I said the only way we're doing that is if you're shoveling snow. Now we live in Pennsylvania, but it's nothing like where you guys are and up in Massachusetts. So
yeah, snow's bad. I don't like it. So then we get to this question every week, and I gotta know, through it all, even though you found us in 2016, you've been a fan of the company and the coffee now for a while. You've seen a lot of the cool stuff that we've done, whether it's mugs or merchandise or events or any of that kind of stuff. Is there anything we haven't tried that you'd like to see us try?
I mean, there's a lot that you guys have done, and it's hard to, like, I would guess, come up with something new. Obviously, some interesting medallions on some mugs. Like I said, I'm into Halloween, maybe more Halloween-centered medallions, not just like a fall time kind of medallion, geared towards maybe like the OG monsters like Dracula or Frankenstein, something along those lines would be awesome. But I know a lot of us out there have pets. I think it would be interesting if you guys put together like pet clothes. Like, I know you have the bandanas and things like that, but if you did like collars or leashes or even like the little sweaters that everybody wears, or all the dogs wear anyway.
I love that. Especially like a Death Wish collar. That would be so amazing. And on the other side of that, with the mugs, I can't give anything away, but I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised in 2019.
I'll be there to check it out. So you can send me the first one you get, right?
Oh, of course. Actually, it's funny, like with the mugs is like sometimes like, you know, we have to talk about them on the show or you know, like we're sometimes the first line of defense of telling people about them. Sometimes I'm given descriptions and I don't even have a photo or anything. I don't even see them. Like, you know, it's crazy. It's like kept under lock and key around here. It's really funny. Finally, I want to bring this up. On the show, God, last year we roasted Kane, our good friend and our coworker here, because of his nickname Cane Bear, and also we came out with the Teddy Bear mug, and we said that we did that in the vein of Kane because he does not like teddy bears; they creep him out, and you and I kind of tag teamed a year-long prank on Kane with bears. And when we moved into our brand new office, I had gotten a million of these little tiny teddy bears, and you had sent this adorable giant teddy bear to Kane, and we surprised Kane with him the first day in our new office. And I can't thank you enough for doing that. It was a lot of fun, and I want to leave our viewers on the show this week with the video of us surprising Kane with all of these incredible teddy bears. And before I do that, I just want to thank you so much for taking time and talking with us today, Kyle. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I appreciate the opportunity here, and looking forward to what's up to come.
All right, so we just moved. Deathwish Coffee just moved to a new office space, and I've been setting it up all day. This is we haven't even started day one. Just moved over the weekend, and I've been setting up the studio. And I also have been waiting on this prank I've been wanting to pull for a while, and I'm gonna chronicle it right now because I'm afraid when he walks through the door, he's gonna destroy it all. At Deathwish, we call our beloved employee Kane Bear. And that's a nickname that's stuck, much to his not wanting it to stick. But he's Kane Bear, for sure, for better and for worse. And I've been wanting to do this for a while, so this is his new office, fully christened as Kane Bear. You guys ready? Here we go. I have to admit, setting this up, I creep myself out because this many teddy bears is really creepy. But yeah, this is what is going to greet him on Monday morning. This is his new desk. He hasn't even unpacked yet. I made sure to stick bears all in his stuff. His plant. All down his. Even in the reflection, it's creepy. It's super creepy. My favorite thing ever. He's gonna kill me.
What the fuck is this? I'm going home. This is the most terrifying thing I've ever seen.
Yay, Kane Bear.
I'm going home. Where did these come from? I'm done.
You're not going to greet all of your bears? You're not going to name all your bears?
I'm working out here today, boys. Working out here. Boys and girls.
Is it too creepy for you?
Too creepy, yes. You know that? Yep, that sucks. That's weird.
Yep, that's
weird. Like my heart just like stopped. Like that's how horror movies are made of.
So this was a year-long con. I've been hiding. I'm the one who's been hiding.
You're the one. I won't kill you. Oh, I was telling them I was throwing the bears to you guys before. It's like, yeah, every day I came in there was another bear.
Yeah, and it's all Trisha's idea.
Oh my. Oh my god, that is so scary. That's everything I want to throw up. Yeah, I'm done. I'm going home. Call it a week.
It's not just everybody at Deathwish, Kane, that it appreciates you being Kane Bear. It's also the fan base at large. Okay. This is a present from Kyle.
Kyle.
Lechleitner?
Oh my god. I'm going home.
Kane Bear.
With a Death Wish coffee shirt with a heart. Oh, that's actually like really cute. This is much. Thank you. This is way less terrifying than what Jeff did to me this morning. So, thanks, guys.
The Fueled by Death guest.
All right, guys. So this week, it's the return of Brian Volk-Weiss. I love talking with Brian.
He's incredibly nice, but even more than that, he's incredibly legendary and is not spoken about enough.
Yes.
Period. If you haven't heard of this guy, it's because people have done a poor job about talking about him, and that's why we have him on our goddamn show.
Yeah, we had him on for the first time, and I'll put up a link to that episode in this episode if you want to go back and check that out. But we had him on the podcast the first time to talk about a brand new show at the time that was premiering on Netflix called The Toys That Made Us. And if you haven't watched that show, it's fun. Filled with nostalgia. Each episode is about a specific toy, and it runs the entire history of how it became to be and how it shaped our childhoods and everything. It's awesome. And when we went out on our crazy Los Angeles adventure recently, he invited us to his studio, and we sat down in his office and talked to him about the next season, Season 3, which will be premiering sometime in the beginning of 2019. And we also talked about the other side of the coin for him, which is comedy. He is the producer for Comedy Dynamics, and they produce a ton of comedy stand-up specials for Netflix, for Comedy Central, and everything in between.
For every legendary comedian that you can think of.
Walking through that office building, everybody had huge, giant posters, like movie posters, but posters for all comedy specials.
Right.
And it was like walking through the Hall of Fame of comedy. It was
really
crazy.
It really was.
Anybody you can think of. It was so cool. So we talked about all that kind of stuff, but while we talked to him, he also alluded to some projects he had in the works that weren't announced yet that he couldn't talk about. And one of those just got announced, and we actually called him up and talked a little bit about it as well to put it in this episode, and that's this brand new show premiering Sunday, December 16th at 9:30 p.m. on the CW network, and it's called Discontinued.
I can't wait to see this because not only does it look incredibly informative and you can learn a lot about how these businesses go,
or toys or food or anything that's been discontinued. Yeah.
How they go
away,
bankrupt, or go. But what it sounds like is that he tells it in an extremely fun way. And if we've learned anything that we've seen from Brian Volk-Weiss so far, is that it's going to be incredibly entertaining.
He talked about how it's very much in the vein of Toys That Made Us, and also, which is very fun, he did say that he modeled it a little bit after one of his favorite shows in the world, Mystery Science Theater 3000, which is very cool too. So we're going to get like this really cool look at Discontinued, like I said, businesses, games, toys, food, that kind of stuff. But here's the catch. This is a pilot episode. The pilot premieres Sunday, December 16th, 9:30 p.m. on the CW network. So they're going to make more shows depending on how much we all love it. So everybody set your clocks, set your calendars, and tune into this show. I can't wait to see it, and I can't wait for even more episodes of it, because I even told him, I was like, obviously I'm thinking of things like Blockbuster or Crystal Pepsi, like the real ones. And he said they were going to talk about those on some episodes, but they had some gems that you're never going to think about for upcoming episodes, and I want those to get made. So let's all watch it. But before that, he's going to be on our podcast coming out tomorrow, and we got a sneak peek of Brian Volk-Weiss right here.
One of the people I've met who I'm like obsessed with is this the executive. I've never heard of her. I've never met anyone who's heard of her. Her name is Margaret LaRoche.
Okay.
And she was the exec at Fox that greenlit Power Rangers, Batman the Animated Series, X-Men. Have you ever heard of her?
No.
Yeah.
But thank
But I've watched all those
for
shows.
doing that.
I mean, she shaped my childhood.
Yeah, I'm trying to do something with her to blow her, I mean, she should be doing conventions. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. No one knows who she is. But she told this story. Her boss, and this cliched story exists fairly often in our business, where her boss was like, I'm going to let you do this, but if it bombs, you're fired.
Right.
That story we've all heard.
Oh, totally.
The story she told that I love that I never heard before, are you familiar with this thing called upfronts? Do you know what that is?
No.
So in the TV business, this has been going on 30, 40 years, maybe more. These things called upfronts.
Okay.
And that's where a network brings their new shows to the advertisers. And they make little trailers or they have a whole episode. And they're like, here's what we're doing.
Right.
And then they generate, like, you can read about, like, CBS at this year's upfronts raised $7.9 billion. Like, that's how the whole business works.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Margaret told this story where she was like, before, like literally the morning of the upfronts, the head of ad sales, whose entire job is to make money, literally came in and was like, please take that robot thing out of our reel. Please, we cannot show. I know these people. I have to travel the whole year and get money out of all these people. And by the end of it was literally in tears, like crying, like you're going to ruin the entire upfront for Fox if you have that stupid robot thing in there. And it became what it became.
Wow.
But she kept it in there.
She kept it in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I watched that show incessantly as a kid.
Yeah, maybe I'm 42.
Yeah.
So maybe I just...
It was even like, for me...
aged out.
It was a little bit... I was aged out. I'm 37.
I was
and I
like
was aged out just
on
a
that
little,
cusp where it was that first season, and I even felt bad watching it. Like, oh, this is some kid shit. But I still watch it because I love martial arts, and well, it just there was nothing like it on TV at the time.
You're definitely in the majority.
Yeah,
believe me.
I'm only slightly ashamed.
That's going to be really exciting, and it's that and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and wrestling and
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony,
which is a
right.
great story.
That and again, I'm very excited about that because I know nothing about My Little Pony other than they're ponies that talk and do things. And
It's it's funny, like. I never owned a He-Man figure before the show, and now I have.
Now, how many do you have?
I think I have 3, and of course, just on general principle, I had to get Battle Cat.
Of course,
that's probably the funniest moment of the first 2 seasons.
Yes.
But I haven't gone crazy with He-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I have gone crazy with Gudetama. That's a Hello Kitty character.
Yeah.
I've become literally obsessed with it.
That's
it's the
so
lazy
cool.
egg guy. Like,
yep.
I have a whole shelf in my collection now. Just Gudetama.
That's so amazing.
And I now have more, and I'm not a brony. I am not a brony. but I bought more My Little Ponies than I have He-Man because I've become really into the history of it. It's a really interesting story.
Happy birthday! Surprise! I'm naked.
Okay, guys, it's birthday time. This week, starting on Saturday, December 15th, Daredevil himself, Charlie Cox. He's turning 36 years old. Charlie is a really great actor, somebody that I knew a little bit about before he took the role of Daredevil, but holy shit, is he good in that role.
Yeah, he does a really good job.
And I'm so sad that Netflix has canceled that show.
We'll be all right.
I hope so. My only thing is if you haven't seen season 3, it is up on Netflix right now.
Which was
very, very good.
The best season.
I'm still a huge fan of that second season, only because my boy Johnny Bernthal was premiering in that season.
It was really great to have an introduction to the Punisher.
Yeah.
But there's just a fight scene on episode 4 that's such a throwback to great martial arts movies like Ong Bak and The Protector and stuff like that. It's just one shot, like one scene, no like cuts. So if anybody messed up, they had to do the whole scene again. It's like 20 minutes long. Amazing stunts, amazing fighting, and even some acting in there. So if anybody like fucked up their line, it's like, got to do that all over again.
Yeah. Well, the official statement from Netflix is that the 3 seasons of Daredevil will remain on Netflix for the foreseeable future, and the official statement from Marvel, they has said that Daredevil will return in future projects. I only am crossing my fingers that Daredevil will be Charlie Cox. They could go a different route and either reboot it or just recast it.
I don't think they should.
Me either, but we've gotten 3 Spider-Men in the last 10, 15 years, so I'm just saying Marvel could go that route and just start from scratch again. I hope they don't. They did a really great job. Charlie did a really great job, and I hope he has a happy birthday on Saturday. On Monday, December 17th, we have a pair of lovely ladies celebrating their birthdays.
Is it me?
No. First up, Sarah Paulson, turning 44 years old. Sarah Paulson has had an incredible couple years lately.
American Horror Story. Big
holy
time for her.
crap,
Yeah.
American Horror Story. Because what a show, because she gets to play all these different characters. She's
Right.
on every season just about,
Right.
but she's constantly becoming a different character, except for this season, this last season, which honestly, I've fallen off. My wife watches it every season, and I fell off after season 2. I was like, this show really
I
isn't
got
for me.
through part of season 3, but when they started doing this, like, you know what the problem is out there? It's like, stop trying to be David Lynch.
Right. Well, I watched the newest one because Trish was putting it on. Apocalypse. She reprises her role from Coven, so she is that witch again, and Sarah crushes it. Crushes her role in it. She is integral in the entire story. It's incredible, and I definitely recommend going and checking it out. But like I said, she's been in so much stuff. It's too much to name. She's having a great moment in her career. So, happy birthday to her. But also on Monday, December 17th, a very happy birthday to Mila Jovovich.
One of my favorites,
One
for
of
sure.
your favorites. We've wished her a happy birthday, I think, every single year on this show because I know how much you love her.
And she's got such a unique look. I don't know.
Yes.
It's just like, my heart.
And we always refer to the two staples. You got Resident Evil and you got The Fifth Element.
There we go, Fifth Element. I didn't really care about the Resident Evil movies.
But
to be
those are
honest,
the two staples that we always refer to. I have a different one. The one a role that was very, very auxiliary. She's only in a couple scenes in the movie, but it's funny, and you forget that she's even in this movie because the movie is such a stacked cast. That's her from Dazed and Confused.
Oh, right.
Remember?
That's
You
so
see
weird.
the photo, and you're like, oh, my God, that's right. She was in that movie. But that movie just has everybody in it, and you're just like,
weird.
Yeah, it's like, what a good movie. I love Dazed and Confused.
I love Mila Jovovich.
I know you do. So happy birthday to her on Monday as well. Then finally on Tuesday, December 18th, celebrating his 72nd birthday, the icon himself, Steven Spielberg. Holy moly, Steven Spielberg's career is it's legendary. You want to talk about changing the medium of movies.
Yeah.
This man has done that.
Yeah, over
there
and
are
over
few,
again.
There are a few names on that list, but I would wager that he's either at the top of that list or near it.
Yeah, well, definitely top 3, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also have this fun picture of from one of my favorite movies from Steven Spielberg is and always will be Jurassic Park, and this was a fun photo of him in between the feet there of the T-Rex while they were filming that first one. Do you have a favorite Spielberg movie? Do you guys have a favorite Spielberg movie?
I don't know. I would have to look at the list in front of me.
I know so much.
Because there's just so much that he's done. But I noticed a lot of people, there's a lot of people who just like everything that he puts out. Are you that type of person?
No, because I'll tell you this, not for nothing, I'm a big fan of the book Ready Player One.
Yep.
And when the movie was announced and Spielberg was
I
going to do
haven't watched it yet.
I was very excited for the movie, and I went and saw the movie, and it did not do it for me.
That's a shame.
It's a shame.
It's all there right in the book. All you have to do is make those things come to life.
They made some changes for the screen that, as a fan of the book, I was saddened by, and I also thought it was just a misstep from Spielberg as a whole. So no, I am not like, oh, I love it because it's Spielberg.
Yeah, good. Nobody should be like that.
No, I don't think so
Everybody's
either.
shit stinks.
It's true. But still, I hope he has a happy birthday, and a happy birthday to everybody this week.
I smell a roast.
Jeff, there's a knocking at your door.
Uh-oh.
You open it up,
Uh-huh.
and you see everybody dressed in costume.
Uh-huh.
They start singing at you songs, and you feel rage. What do?
I tell him to get the hell off my lawn.
Get off my lawn! Oh, I need those notes. Whatever. Note free.
You can share mine. So on the roast this week, to keep in the holiday tradition of our roasts, I wanted to talk about Christmas songs, Christmas carols, Christmas music, the good, the bad, and the festive. Because a lot of this has been hitting the news lately. Have you heard about this controversy with Baby It's Cold Outside?
I mean, it's so weird that it's coming up now. Like comedians, and I've been talking about this for I don't know, 5 to 10 years, somewhere around. Even Dave Chappelle did a thing, right? And it was like, okay, let's take it to the next level and make it extremely obvious. But shit, when that came out, it was extremely obvious what that was about.
Ish. I mean, the idea is that it's promoting rape culture, and in the Me Too movement, It should be banned from radio stations. And in fact, a radio station in Cleveland did just that. Then they got more phone calls and messages about putting it back in rotation than they did to have it pulled because people love their Christmas music.
Wow. So did they put it back on?
They did. Now, the thing is like I can understand a little bit because the lyrics do pertain a little bit to stuff.
I have a principal problem with that, with what you just said, though.
That they backtracked on it?
Yeah, because they're like, we don't like this because it promotes rape culture. And it's like, oh, well, we're going to put it on because everybody wants it on. Stick by your fucking ideals.
Yeah.
That's fucking, so you just want to do what you think people want you to do.
I just don't like it because we're looking at a song from 1944 that won an Oscar.
Yeah.
Okay. For being in the movie Neptune's Daughter, and is widely beloved. Yes, it has some questionable lyrics, but not to sound like an old curmudgeon, but look at a lot of the new lyrics in pop and rap today.
Oh, 100%.
Like, are we gonna start going through? And this is what happened with Tipper Gore back in the '80s, like with the parents warning on stuff. Like, are we gonna start going through every single line of lyrics and going, well, nope, nah, we're not gonna do that.
I think this outrage...
We'd never listen to NWA ever again.
It kind of seems like this outrage culture holds no bounds.
Yes.
It just keeps on going and going and going, and nothing's stopping the momentum of stupid people doing stupid things like this. And we see, even things like Prop 65 in California, where everything fucking causes cancer, even cancer warnings on beaches because of silica content. You know what the fuck silica is?
It's sand.
It's fucking sand, Jeff. It's sand.
Yeah.
We're just bubble wrapping everything so nobody gets their feelings hurt.
Right.
And maybe nobody gets sick. It's like there's too many fucking people. Let people just get outraged and die.
Right.
I'm sick of this.
Right. So while we're gonna go down this roast, I'm glad you're all animated.
I'm all verklempt over here.
While we're going down this roast, I wanted to go through I didn't know the origin of the Christmas Carol. Obviously some of the origins like Jingle Bells and Deck the Halls and stuff like that, but I didn't know like where the idea started, where caroling started. So I wanted to kind of go down that in our roast this week. But while we're doing that, in the comments, if you guys are watching live, make sure you tell us what some of your favorite Christmas songs are, or, like in your case, you hate Christmas music.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see what everybody's saying. Yeah, I hate that one. I hate that one.
So maybe,
that one sucks.
So maybe tell us some of the songs that you dislike. And so to start off, basically, obviously, Christmas carols or Christmas music centers around its origins are steeped in religion, just like the holiday, right?
Yeah.
The holiday itself was not a Christian holiday to begin with. It was a pagan holiday.
Right.
It was about the winter solstice and the harvest and all
eating
that stuff.
mushrooms and
exactly
the whole thing.
So the pagans would, dance around Stonehenge and thousands of years ago and sing chants and songs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and when Christianity came into it, they wanted to replace that music with music that songs that connotated.
We got to get rid of this heathen music, and the only way we can get rid of it is make them sing Christian music. It's
right.
I get it.
So by the Middle Ages, though, Christmas wasn't popular. People didn't really care. They didn't want to celebrate Christmas. So nobody was really singing songs about it. Nobody was really doing much about it. But that changed in 1223 when St. Francis of Assisi started having nativity plays in Italy. And when he had these live plays, he would imbue them with songs, and he would encourage
musicals,
right? But it wasn't just having a crowd watch the musical. He encouraged the players of the play would teach the songs live to the audience and encourage them to sing along.
Well, that's how stories were passed around in general. Like, they didn't have the internet, letters didn't work very well.
Right.
Nobody's calling anybody. So the way to spread religion or to spread any word at that point was songs.
Right. So the Christmas Carol, as we know it today, the more Christmassy carol-y kind of thing, the first one we know of was written in 1410. Now, there's only a fragment of this musical manuscript that exists today. I believe it's in the Louvre, actually.
Okay.
And from what we can discern, it was a song about Mary and Jesus and different people that they encountered in Bethlehem. So it was like,
Okay.
like a whimsical kind of, but it had that religious connotation to it, and you sang it around Christmas.
But it was probably a way to remember all these characters that they're trying to teach you of.
If you're a Christian and you've ever been to Mass on Christmas and has sat through the list of names from the Bible, you know exactly how crazy that is. So yeah, maybe that's exactly what that was.
I feel like I have PTSD.
I know, right? Oh my God. But before carol singing in public became popular, I learned this. This is crazy. There were people called waits, and they were led by a town leader, someone respected in the town, or someone who was holding office or something like that. And they would actually get money for singing. They were called this because Christmas Eve used to be called Wait Night, because it was the night that shepherds would see angels descend on their flock, so they would be waiting, looking at their flock. Yes, it's very weird and religious.
Where are these angels coming from?
It's heaven.
What are they doing with their flock?
I don't know. They're just bestowing stuff on sheep. I don't know.
Ugh.
I don't know how religion works sometimes.
Never mind. I'm not going down this road.
So orchestras and choirs were set up in England around the same time. As well to promote Christmas carols. And new songs were written in this time period. A famous one was Good King Wenceslas was written around the 1300s. And then in the Victorian period, William Sandys and Davis Gilbert actually are attributed for collecting lots and lots of Christmas music from all around Europe and making it into collections. There was a famous book, and I don't know if I have it down. Oh, I do. Christmas Carols, Ancient and Modern, okay, in 1833, which was produced by everything that the Sandys had gotten together, and it's the first printed versions of some of the more famous Christmas carols. The First Noel, God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, Hark the Herald Angels Sing, and a ton of others. That was the first ever printed versions of these, so then people could go out into the streets like you see in the old Victorian.
So it's kind of what it took was to have these people be like, okay, we gotta make a center of intelligence for Christmas carols. Like, this is where you get all your Christmas carols from, and now we're still singing those songs today because those people got those together.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then Christmas carols started gaining popularity. More and more books were produced. More and more books, pieces of music were published. And then in 1961, Carols for Choirs was published and is a highly successful collection of the most popular music. And in fact, if you've ever been in a chorus in school or something like that, you've probably used this book or excerpts from this book, and that's where a lot of the most famous stuff has happened. And now, because of pop culture and everything else, movies and television and radio, there's Christmas carols are freaking everywhere. And in fact, there are some modern versions of Christmas carols that have now hit the lexicon. Some of them that come to mind, one of my favorite of all time is Fairy Tale of New York by the Pogues. Love that song. I don't know if you've probably never heard it.
No, I can't recall.
That's fine. But also very famous, All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey, and Last Christmas by Wham, George Michael there.
That scene?
They're in pretty much every department store during the Christmas season.
That scene in The Dark Knight where the Joker makes a pencil disappear by slamming somebody's face on it?
Yeah.
I kind of want to do that to myself when I hear Christmas music.
Oh, man. You just hate it all.
I do.
There's not a single song that you like. Not even like Jingle Bells or nothing. Nothing.
Absolutely. I hate them all. I think
All
they're
right.
all terrible. There's no cleverness to them. There's no good analogies. There's nothing good about things that make songs good do not appear in Christmas music.
All right. I personally...
Have you ever listened to a Christmas song and gotten the chills, Jeff?
I mean, because I've played a lot in orchestras, and I've played some iconic Christmas music and gotten the chills with a full orchestra behind it.
You fucking
I'm just saying. You asked me a question, and I was
I don't like the way you answered it, Jeff.
Oh, honestly? Sorry. But I enjoy old school Christmas music. I enjoy some of the greats singing it, like Nat King Cole or Frank Sinatra or Bing Crosby.
Mariah Carey.
Yeah. But like I said earlier in the show, I wanted you guys to know that Fueled by Deathcast has its own social media now on Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook. And on the Facebook page this week, I asked a question of our listeners and fans. What were some of their favorite Christmas music out there? And I have some of those for this list, and I want to keep doing that. So please go follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Some suggestions were the Pentatonics Christmas album and Trans-Siberian Orchestra. You don't even like Trans-Siberian Orchestra? Our good friend Sean Chai put out those. Obviously, no Christmas list would be complete without Mr. TBT himself, Jamie Robinson, saying such greats as Merry Motherfucking Christmas from Eazy-E and the Santa Claus rap from the movie Beat Street.
My dude.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
All right. Paul Butler, you said "O Come All Ye Faithful" by Twisted Sister. That's actually a good version of that. It's very, very Twisted Sister. Caitlin Gabbro said the Bad Religion Christmas album. That's a great album. Hands down. It really is. It's the best of both worlds. It's Bad Religion and Christmas music. I don't know. It's great.
I'm not impressed.
I had to look this one up because I didn't even know it. Johnny Duke Sizemore said the Christmas hippopotamus song. It's a real thing. All I want for Christmas is a hippopotamus. It's an old song. It'll make you want to put a pencil in your eye, D-Man. But, yeah, so those were some fun ones that we got. I really thought that was interesting. I didn't know that Christmas music started out, so small. I figured, people were always just singing it, because it's the holiday, especially when Christianity, took it over and was But, yeah, there was a whole period of time where people just were like, nah, we're not doing that.
I wish
it took to publishing it.
Yeah. I wish we would get back to the heathen hymns that we sang around religious stones and whatnot.
You can make it happen, D-Man.
You think so? You think they still exist somewhere?
If you can make them exist.
I can make my own heathen hymns?
Yeah, and cut an album, D-Man's Heathen Hymns.
I think I've done that a few times in my life.
I listened to it.
Oh, yeah, here we go. First heathen hymn by me. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, Jeff.
Oh man. Well, maybe next year we'll get it. We'll get a Christmas album from Fueled by Deathcast.
No.
All right.
D-Man's Death Wish Update. Brought to you by Death Wish Coffee.
Okay, so it's here tomorrow.
Death Wish heathen hymns. The world's strongest heathen hymns.
No, but for real, we've been excited about it. I'll put pictures up of it as we're talking about it, but it's finally here. The Death Wish kettle. The Death Kettle.
I want to talk about this a little bit because this was a long-going project, but I love these stovetop kettles in general.
Me too.
That have the temperature gauge up. You kind of need one for your Chemex.
Of course.
And I bought one on Amazon a while ago. Is this little guy, I think it's a 500 milliliter.
Smaller than the one we're releasing.
Much smaller. The one that we have, I think, is a 1 liter. So probably half the size of the one that we're releasing tomorrow, which I have to fill to the tippy top to get Chemex, the amount of Chemex coffee that I want when I do a pour over. It's a $50 piece of crap.
Right.
And these are not. These
yes.
are awesome.
They're so awesome. We got the branding all through it. And even I love the built-in thermometer with the skull and crossbones on it.
Yeah.
It's just rad. We can't wait for you guys to get this. Again, holiday season, what a great little present. I can't wait to I think I've said this on the show. My kettle is just about to shit the bed at home, so I can't wait to get it just so I have a brand new working kettle.
Yeah, and you got one of those big dumb tea kettles. This is a nice slow pouring, evenly pouring gooseneck stovetop kettle.
So excited. So tomorrow on Thursday, guys, if you guys are watching this live, that's when that comes out. That's really, really exciting. It's finally here. We've been talking about it, God, forever, it seems like. Because it has been a long process to get this made.
And I'm interested to see what you guys think of it once you get it. Let us know over on our social media.
Definitely.
At Fueled by Deathcast.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious to see what you guys think about it. I know the quality of it, but I just want to hear user experience out there. And
for sure.
Just for funsies, I'm just so excited about this project.
For sure. Now, coming up on the heels of that, very, very soon, is we're doing a new set of diner mugs.
Yep.
And we love these diner mugs. Obviously, we've been doing them all year round. This time, we're going crazy with them. I got pictures to show you, too. But holiday diner mugs.
Yeah.
2 different sets.
I think it might be a set of 4, Jeff.
Oh, we are doing a set of 4? I thought
Yeah.
it was a 2 different set. Okay.
No.
Well, we're not exactly sure. But we are releasing them. There's going to be 2 different black varieties, a white variety, and a red variety. I thought we were doing a black and red set and a black and white set. That's what I thought we were doing.
Oh. Well, you thought wrong.
I thought wrong.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe somebody will change their mind.
Well, we're going to release them regardless very, very soon. And if you guys have never gotten our diner mugs before, they're great. They're dishwasher safe, microwavable safe, made in the USA. They got our awesome memes right on the front, and then on the back is the Death Wish logo.
They seem sturdy enough to like club somebody with and not
and
break.
I love that I don't think we've ever released a white mug or a red mug.
We have.
Yeah?
Yeah, there was I think it was like our first diner mug.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The white one with the red logo.
With the coasters.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have those at home, actually.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. But yeah, I'm excited for these. Hope you guys are too. Right around the corner.
I just had to correct you twice, Jeff.
It's okay.
You're welcome.
Thanks. I also want to tell you right around the corner, we've been talking about this a lot too, the Frau Perkta set. You guys knew it was coming. Golden Ticket is here and gone. So that means that right around the corner is that set. It's coming next week.
Is it next week?
I think so.
I think so too.
So get ready for that and run it all down for you real quick. All you got to do is make sure that you are either a coffee subscriber, so you're subscribing to the coffee and getting it delivered to your door every single week or few weeks or month or however you want it. And by being a coffee subscriber, you will have a day early access to this mug set release, which is going to be crazy. Or on the day of, make sure you text before it. Make sure you text mugs to 484848, and you can get on that text list. And then the second that mug set hits our website, you'll get a text message that'll give you a link to buy it right there. So that's the best of both worlds.
And it's a pretty limited set.
Very limited set, and you get both the good version of Frau Perkta, the nice witch that comes and gives you a silver coin if you were a good boy or girl, and you also get the evil hag, the evil witch that comes and slices your belly and stuffs you full of straw and rocks if you've been a bad little boy or girl. But you get them both, and one's a right-handed mug and one's a left-handed mug, which is super rad.
Yeah,
too.
definitely.
So get ready for that. It's coming up really soon. And finally, I just wanted to tell everybody on the update. I don't know when you're listening to this show. Hopefully you're watching it live. But Friday, December 14th, is the final day that you can order from deathwishcoffee.com and be guaranteed to get that shipment by Christmas.
Get those orders in.
So get those orders in if you're waiting, if you're doing that last-minute Christmas shopping. You don't want to, worry about, oh, no, it's because you know shipping is just a nightmare during this time of year because everybody's ordering everything from everywhere.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the postal workers out there, the true heroes for sure. For real, they are inundated with so much.
Yeah.
Every day, oh God. So again, Friday, December 14th, last day to get stuff guaranteed by Christmas. And we've got some more stuff to talk about, but that's a lot. I want to put a pin in that, and we'll come back to it next week because we got even more stuff coming out before the end of the year.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And that's the show, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, commenting, and enjoying the show with Dustin and myself. We had a great time. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for the brand new podcast episode number 104 with Brian Volk-Weiss. We loved talking with him. I can't wait for you guys to see that whole interview. And I know we've said it a couple times, but follow us on social media at Fueled by Deathcast on Instagram and on Facebook, and at Fueled_by_Death on Twitter. And you'll get all sorts of extra content from the show and the podcast and everything else. I'm at Jeff Wish Coffee if you want to follow me.
And I am at Death Wish Dustin.
And we'll be back next week with a brand new show, another chance to win, all sorts of more awesome stuff. for you guys. Goodbye.
Cheers. Holiday cheers.